This is the beginning algebra assignment for April 20th. 4.1, 41 through 50 is mainly FOIL. 5.5, the first part, 41 through 50, is exponents. 97 through 104 is scientific notation. 5.6, 9 through 12 is division by one term. 17 and 18 is division by more than one term. And 5.7 is synthetic division. 42, x cubed minus 2 times 5x plus y. Notice I used FOIL, and I got my answer. 43 and 44 is written there. 44 is x minus 2, 2 terms, times x squared minus 4x plus 2, 3 terms. So I can't use FOIL, because FOIL is only used on 2 terms times 2 terms. So I take the x times x squared minus 4x plus 2. I take the negative 2 times the x squared minus 4x plus 2, get the multiplication, then I add like terms. Number 45, 2a minus 3 squared. 46, 5b minus 4x squared. So 5b minus 4x times 5b minus 4x. Use FOIL as shown there, and then combine the middle two terms. 47 and 48. 48, 11x minus 7y and 11x plus 7y. I use FOIL as shown out here. Then the middle two terms, in this case, cancel out, so this is my answer. 49, use FOIL. 50, a to the fourth times a to the fourth on FOIL is a to the eighth, plus 6a to the fourth, plus 5a to the fourth, plus 30. Then I add those two terms in the middle together. Then, on 5.5, first part, exponents. First, I take 27 divided by 3 is going to be 9. R divided by R, I subtract the exponents. R to the negative second. 9 did not have a negative exponent. Stays where it's at. The R moves to the denominator, 9 over R squared. 44. 15 divided by negative 15, negative 1. The a's, I subtract the exponents. A to the negative first. So the a moves to the denominator because it had a negative exponent. 46, negative 5 over 15 is negative 1/3. Then the x's, I subtract the exponents. The y's, I subtract the exponents. So I get x cubed, y cubed over 3. And negative on that. Then 48, I multiply those two together. Negative 5 times negative 1 is 5. The a's, when I multiply together, I add the exponents, so is 0. The b's, I multiply together by adding the exponents, b to the negative fourth. So 5, and then a to the 0 is 1. Then the b, because it had a negative exponent, moves to the denominator. 50, parentheses, and then an exponent outside. Means multiply that exponent times every exponent on the inside. So 4 squared then, negative 2 times negative 1 is 2. X to the negative 10th. 4 squared is 16. The x, because the negative exponent, moves to the denominator. 97 through 100 here is multiplying scientific notation. On 98, I take 2.5 times 2 is 5. I take the tens times each other by adding their exponents, 10 to the 0. So it's 5 times 10 to the 0, and 10 to the 0 is 1, so just a number 5. Number 100, I take 5 times 4, 20. The tens times each other by adding the exponents, 10 to the negative second. Then I change the 20 back to a standard number by moving the decimal 2 places to the left. Then 101 through 104 is division of scientific notation. 25 divided by 5 on 102 is 5. 10 to the negative fourth divided by 10 to the negative ninth, I subtract. Negative 4, subtracting negative 9, so that's negative 4 plus 9, 10 to the 5th. Then I get it to a standard number by moving the 5's decimal 5 places to the right. 104, I divide 0.2 into 0.4 is 2. The 10's, I subtract their exponents. That's what you do on division, so 10 to the negative 6th. So on that 2, the decimal is right after the 2, 2.0, 2 point. So I move my decimal 6 places to the left, so 0.000002 for my answer. Then on 5.6, the first 4, 9 through 12, is dividing by one term. When it's one term, negative 2a squared goes into each of the numerators, parts. As we have here, 6 by negative 2 is negative 3. We subtract our exponents, a to the 0. Negative 2 into negative 4 is 2. Subtract our exponents, negative 1. Then negative 2 into 12 is negative 6. And there's nothing to take this a into, so it stays in the denominator. The first one, negative 3a to the 0, anything to the 0 is 1. So we just have negative 3 there. Sorry, no a there. Then the second one, the a moves to the denominator because of the negative exponent, 2 over a, minus 6 over a squared. 11 and 12, same way. One term. So 3a into each of them. First one, 3 into 12, negative 4, subtract exponents, a squared. 3 into 36, 12, subtract exponents, a to the 0. Then 3 into 15 is 5. The a didn't have anything to take it into. It stays in the denominator. So negative 4a squared plus 12 minus 5 over a. 17 and 18 is long division. On number 18, we're dividing by the x minus 1 into this. First step is always first thing underneath, 3x squared, divided by the first thing on the divisor. 3x squared over x is 3x. Goes on top. Then that 3x is taken times the divisor, x minus 1. 3x squared minus 3x. That goes underneath the like terms that we have here. Goes underneath the like terms. Then we subtract 3x squared minus 3x squared and negative x minus a minus, so negative x plus 3x is 2x. We bring down the minus 4. We start the process all over again. We take the 2x divided by the x. 2. That goes up here. We take that 2 times the divisor, x minus 1, so 2x minus 2. And then that goes right underneath what's like it. We subtract. The 2x minus 2x is gone. Negative 4 minus a minus 2 is negative 4 plus 2. So we get negative 2. That is a remainder. And that's how you write it, as a remainder. Then the rest of the lesson is, if you really get onto it, it is synthetic division, a quick way of doing that division we just did. Here's our problem, number 2. X squared minus 14x plus 24 divided by x minus 2. From the x minus 2, we take the opposite sign and put 2 on what we call the shelf. Then, from the dividend, x squared minus 14x plus 24, we take the 1, the number in front of the x squared, we take the negative 14, the number in front of the x, and the 24 over here. The 1 comes straight down. Then when you put a number down here on the bottom row, take it times the number on the shelf. 1 times 2 is 2, goes right here. Add negative 14 and 2 is negative 12. Number down here times the number on the shelf, negative 24. And then we add to the number above it, 0. So our answer is the 1 and the negative 12, which means The negative 12 doesn't have a variable, and as you move to the left, you start putting a variable with increasing exponents on it. 1x minus 12 is our answer. Number 4, same thing. X squared plus 12x plus 32. 1, 12, and 32. Make sure you see where they come from. From the x plus 4, we take the opposite sign, negative 4. The 1 comes straight down. 1 times the negative 4 is negative 4. Add is 8. 8 times the negative 4 is negative 32. Add is 0. So our answer is the 1 and the 8. The 8 does not have a variable on it, and then the 1 has a variable x to the first. As you progress to the left, you just put an x on it with a greater power. Number 6, a little longer. 1 from there, 6 from there, 4, and negative 7. And then from here, negative 5. So then 1 straight down. 1 times negative 5 is negative 5. Add is 1. 1 times negative 5 is negative 5. Add is negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 5 is 5. Add is negative 2. Now we have a number out here. When there's a number in the last position, it is the remainder. So our answer starts with this negative 1. Then this 1 has an x on it. And then this 1 has an 1x squared. Keep moving up on the x's. And then this negative 2 is our remainder. Number 8, notice 3x squared minus 4. I put 3 and then I put a 0 because we went from x squared, we skipped over x to the first, so we've got to put a 0 in there, and then negative 4. From the x minus 1, 1 on the shelf. So 3 comes straight down, 3 times 1, 3 goes here, add is 3, 3 times 1, 3, add is negative 1. This number out here is always the remainder. So 3 goes here, and then this 3 has an x on it, 3x plus 3, and the negative 1 is our remainder. The next thing on synthetic division, I'll put on a different tape.